The question I'm going to deal with in this video is, did Jesus or Yeshua sin by being left behind in the temple when he was a small child? That may sound like a foolish question to some, but I've been asked a couple times, didn't Yeshua actually sin by not obeying his parents when he stayed back in the temple and debated with the doctors and lawyers, and Mary and Joseph had to go back and get him? Was that not a sin? Okay, so let me explain. The first thing, what's going on here is they were there for the feast, and they left. And it says, unbeknownst to them, he was left behind. Okay, so right there, it wasn't like he did not disobey them. They got everybody up and left, and they left him. Okay, and he was sitting there talking with the rabbis, the lawyers, the doctors of the law, and when his parents came and got him, sometimes we misinterpret what he actually said to them. And if you'll see in verse 48 of Luke 2, is when they go back and they confront him, and they say, "Why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing." Okay, and Yeshua responds in verse 49, "And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wished ye not that I must be about my Father's business?" Okay, some people take that as well, he was sassing them or being disrespectful. But it was not. He was genuinely asking them, did you not understand? I mean, why were you worried? Did you not know that I would be here working in my Father's business? About my Father's affairs is how is the way the original puts it. So he's not sassing them. He's genuinely inquiring to them to know that I'm here about my Heavenly Father's affairs. Of course, they did not understand that. They did not get that. Because it says in verse 51, and he went, not 51, verse 50, that they did not get what he was saying. And in verse 51, he does go back with them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these sayings in her heart. Okay. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and men. So if there was disobedience there, it would have been very clear right there. But he submitted to them. He asked them a genuine question. Did you not understand that I would be about God's business? They did not understand that. So he submitted to them anyway. He could have said, well, I'm the Son of God. You're just people. But he submitted to them even in their ignorance of what he was saying. And it says he grew in favor with God and man. And it's kind of a picture of little Samuel in the Old Testament. Samuel was he was someone who submitted to God, submitted to others, even when at times when they really were not doing all that right themselves. But it says ultimately he grew in stature, grew in favor with God and men. So no, Jesus, Yeshua, was not disobeying. He was not disrespectful. He submitted, and by doing so, he obeyed the Torah perfectly as Messiah must.